That's the sound of a big deal. At Wayfair, that sound happens a lot. Dream sofa for half the price? Big deal. New dining table you've been eyeing for months? Big deal. Finally picking up those last few pieces and finishing that bedroom? Now that's a really big deal. Whatever your home needs, Wayfair has the selection, the savings, and over millions of 5-star reviews to back it up. Shop Wayfair.com today before someone else snags your big deal.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Are you an aspiring entrepreneur or a seasoned business person looking for some great tips? Well, I'm about to drop 21 on you that you should never forget.
Welcome.
Okay, here's the question.
You serious?
How are we dark horses? You know, the ones everyone is betting against, the ones they don't expect to win, place, or even show on the track, and they'll even laugh on us when we talk about trying. How do we show the world our greatness and triumph?
Come on.
Well, that's the question, and this podcast will give you the answers.
Let's go.
This is The Dark Horse Entrepreneur. My name is Tracy Brinkman.
And push it up.
Welcome back to your weekly dose of tip-giving success. I'm your Dark Horse host, Tracy Brinkman, and you, infinitely more importantly, are a driven entrepreneur or a business owner or hoping to be one soon. But either way, you're ready to start, restart, kickstart, or start leveling up with some great marketing, personal, and business results to build that beautiful business of yours into the empire it absolutely deserves to be. Now, to keep getting this valuable information, please go on down and hit that subscribe button. While you're there, drop us a 5-star rating and write us a quick review. And of course, don't keep all this entrepreneurial gold to yourself. Share the podcast with other entrepreneurs and business owners that you know will get value from it. Big episode today. Well, me, your humble host, I'm here sharing 21 tips for aspiring entrepreneurs and, well, yeah, for you established business owners as well. Plus, I'm going to let you in on our next episode's guest who challenged myself and my wife to come to her spin cycle class. As per usual, the Dark Horse Corrals are chock full of personal, marketing, and business GOLD spilling from every corner of the Dark Horse Entrepreneur HQ. So let's get to the starting gates and go. Now, usually we would slip into the interview here, but, I'm just going to go right into the tips because, being successful often means learning from those who've already achieved the goals, learning from those that have gone before you, as I've mentioned before. Having a mentor is an amazing blessing as an entrepreneur. It's an amazing blessing in any career path. So, but not everyone can go find that person. Not everyone has that person around them, has access to it, or sometimes just the funds to do it. So if you haven't found your personal business guru, maybe these 21 tips here can help you, young and old and aspiring entrepreneurs and business folks, help you get started or restarted or kick-started. All right, here we go. Tip number 1, challenge yourself. See, make this your biggest motivating factor. Challenge yourself. Dig into life as if it were one long education. Because if you think about it, it really is. Learn something each and every day. What is it you're good at? Challenge yourself to put that out to the market at the same time while you're setting to improve that awesome skill even more. Tip number 2, do what you care about. There's no doubt that running a business takes a lot of time. And so you're going to want to spend time doing things that satisfy you in your life, doing things that you truly believe in. And if you're currently not working in or on something you truly believe in, start to transition into that work that just resides inside of you, that fire you feel burning inside of you. I mean, you can go in and start by dipping your toe in, then your foot, then your leg, or you can take tip number 3 and take the risk and dive right in. See, you never know the outcome of your efforts unless you get out there and actually do it. Here's the thing. I think you'll never truly regret failing, but you will oh so truly regret not even trying. Tip number 4, believe in yourself. I think Henry Ford kind of said it best when he says, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. See, you have to believe that you can succeed, and in that belief, you'll find a viable way through, over, around, all the entrepreneurial obstacles that the entrepreneurial wilderness is going to put in between you and your success. If you don't believe in yourself, all you're going to find is excuses. Tip number 5, have a vision. An entrepreneur is someone who has a vision for something within his or herself, followed by the desire to create it. Right? Keep your vision clear at all times. And then remember, what is that one transformational skill inside of you that you want to build that vision and that business upon? Number 6, find good people. Now, this is around the people you're going to hang around with, right? You are who you hang around with is one of the rules you hear quite a bit. See, the fastest way to change yourself is to begin hanging around or hanging out with the people that are most like who you want to be, right? Tip number 7, face your fears. Overcoming fear, well, it's not easy. I've been lucky enough and haven't had a whole lot of big fears, but I've faced them and I've jumped right over them, right? It's not easy, but it can be done. Kelly Howard mentioned in episode 10, she talked about how she faces a fear of hers every year on her birthday. See, I would even contend that fearlessness is like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. And here's another thing I've said before, and I truly believe this. You don't have to be fearless for very long. It's like 3 seconds, right? When she talked about jumping out of a plane, you don't have to be fearless the whole time. You just got to be fearless for that 1 or 2 or 3 seconds that it takes you to step out, right? And then you're like, wow, this is awesome, okay? Tip number 8, take action. No truer words. The world is full of great ideas, but success only comes, through action. And here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. The only way to success is to shut up and start doing it. Tip number 9, do the time. Now, no, I'm not talking about jail time, but I am saying you're going to have to put in the time to get the results. See, success doesn't come immediately. Right? Results can come immediately, and successful results could come immediately, right? But everyone doesn't see that all the time because we all start off as, well, a beginner. And every single overnight success that you've ever read about, I think if you did a little bit of research, and all the ones I've done research on, they've been working at it a long time. So do not be afraid to invest time in yourself and your company. Tip number 10, manage your energy, not just your time. See, your energy limits what you can do with your time, so you need to manage both wisely. Yasmin Vorji, in a previous episode, talked about this very fact, that we need to manage our energy as well as our time. And then we need to use our energy on the highest priority task when our energy is at its peak. So ask yourself, are you a morning person, right? Afternoon person, an evening, or a late night person? Those are the times you need to be digging into those high priority tasks when your energy is at its highest. Tip number 11, build a great team. Here's the thing. You can have success alone, but to grow that success, no one's going to grow that whole big success in business alone. And those that try, they lose a lot of time. Right? Those that succeed, they build a team behind them. So build your great team and bolster your success and bolster the speed up the path, the timeline of your success. Much like Justin Popovich talked about in his story, where he told the story of building his team. I believe it was episode 8. And then you can follow up on this with tip 6 and hang around with good people. So if you're hanging around with those good people that are the people that you want to become, you'll find that being able to build your team comes a lot faster through that networking. Tip number 12, hire character. And I wouldn't go so far as to interact with character. See, as you build your team, you want to hire for character and values. The thing is, there's a lot of people out there that have the skill set that you want, right? Skill sets can be trained, right? Bring in the values. You usually will not change someone's values. And if their values don't align with yours or your company's, you really don't want to bring them in because it's going to cause that disharmony, right? And it's going to turn that place that you love into something you may not enjoy going into. So hire that character. 13, plan for raising capital. This is great advice for up-and-coming entrepreneurs. It's going to be harder and take longer than to raise capital than you think. Melanie Perkins, who founded Canva, took multiple years and hundreds of rounds of pitch perfection, perfecting that pitch deck of hers until her idea got fully funded. And she has a couple of powerhouses backing her in early stages from Silicon Valley. Today, most recently, at the time of this recording, she had a valuation of Canva and her company of $3 billion, with a B, ladies and gentlemen, dollars.
You're now listening to the Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast.
14, know your goals. Always, ladies and gentlemen, always have your end in mind. This is the only way to ensure that you're working towards it. Set goals and remind yourself of them each day. I'm a big fan of, at the beginning of the week, you look at the things you want to get accomplished. What are the goals you need to get accomplished this week? And then you break those down into the days. Well, to do that, I got to do these tasks and this task on Monday and that on Tuesday and blah, 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 all the way through. All right. And then review your goals periodically is also a spin-off on this. So this is part of knowing your goals, because you may find that you're headed towards a goal you no longer want to head towards. It's no longer relevant to who you now want to become and who you want to become as a person or as a business. Tip number 15, learn from your mistakes. Oh my goodness. I think this is a life lesson too, isn't it? Many entrepreneurs, many people point to mistakes as being the best teachers. When you learn from your mistakes, you move closer to your success. We're gonna stumble, we're gonna trip, we're gonna fall, right? That's life, right? It's the same in entrepreneurship and in business. Stand up, dust yourself off, right? And even though you initially failed, herein lies the valuable rule for failing faster, right? The more you fail, the more data you have, the more results you have. Now you know, okay, well, that doesn't work. Now I'm one step closer to my next or my first real success. Number 16, know your customer. I've mentioned this a number of times. Knowing your customer is one of the keys to your success. Knowing those you serve better than anyone else is a valuable piece of information to have. And knowing that you are going to be able to deliver the solutions that they need, that's going to be invaluable. See, and in knowing them, you're going to want to listen to them, right? You're going to need to hear them out. You may know them very well, but as you listen more, things change, right? The marketplace is an ever-changing, it's like a river. It's ever fluid, ever flowing, right? So they will happily tell you their problems, their concerns, and their issues, which leads us to number 16, learn their complaints. Ladies and gentlemen, we all want happy customers, but your most unhappy customer is your greatest source of learning. Most of your happy customers won't tell you a thing about what's great or what's bad. You're going to have to go out there and solicit that. But your unhappy customers, they'll be quite vocal and they'll help teach you the holes in your service or your product. Now, your mission is to go out there, focus on filling those holes and doing that quickly. Number 18, ask for your customers' input. See, when you assume that you know what your customers want or need, you may stumble upon progress. You may stumble across the winner. But if you listen to their input, if you go out there, engage them, and ask them directly and often, they will happily tell you, and then that way you're one step closer towards that success. Number 19, probably should have been put off right behind raising capital, is spend wisely. See, when you spend money in your business, you're going to want to spend it wisely. Don't spend it foolish, right? Don't run out of capital. You don't always need all the whirligigs and all the bells and whistles that are out there. Like, if you're thinking about, for example, starting podcasting, right? Everyone's like, well, what microphone do I need? And what equipment do I need? Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, with the invention of the technology of the iPhone, right? You have an amazing camera and you have an amazing microphone. You have an amazing tool right there at your disposal, right? So if you're thinking about or pondering starting a podcast, let me tell you, you have the tool you need in your hand that's probably being used to listen to this very podcast. Later, after you've done proof of concept, built some momentum, and saved some capital, then you can start gearing up. Number 20, understand your industry. People, ladies and gentlemen, please do not play in the pool that's too deep for your swimming skills. That's the best way to say it. Even if you see lots of other people out there making bank in the same pool. If it's too deep for your let's try this again. If it's too deep for your swimming skills, you're probably going to be bobbing and weaving and maybe get pulled under and, fiscally drowned, successfully drowned. The key is take time to understand your industry, wade into the level of the pool that you're ready to swim in. And then as you learn more, then you can go deeper and go deeper. Start hanging around with those folks that are, 2 or 3 feet out in the deeper end. Start engaging with them, build up your swimming skills, and then that will become a key factor in you having success. And last but not least, number 21, deliver more than they expected. 10x your value, 100x your value. Deliver more than the customers expect, even in your lead magnets and your freebies. Because here's the logic behind that. Freebies and lead magnets are a great way to be noticed in your industry, and they can help you build following and some advocates, right? But if they get that lead magnet, i.e. your freebie, and they're going through it and they get to the end of it and they're going, holy crap, I would have paid I would have paid $197 or more for this valuable information, and he gave it to me for free. Now, imagine what their mindset's going to be when you come to them with your first offering. They're going to be thinking something like, man, if he gave away all that information for free, imagine how much value is going to be jam-packed into his paid products. Then, when you give them that paid product, deliver a 10x value again. That's how you create raving, even rabid fans for your product and your service. See, being a successful entrepreneur, ladies and gentlemen, takes some work. Takes some vision, and it takes a whole heap of persistence. I hope these 21 tips that, I've gleaned from my experience, and as well as from a number of entrepreneurs I've chatted with over the years, a number of them, most recently on the episodes of this podcast, all of them have found success, and I hope by sharing with them, I'm hoping it'll help you navigate your path as you begin to travel it, or if you're already traveling it, as you continue to travel it, because these are time-tested rules that sometimes we need to learn in the first place, or just remind ourselves of. What successful tips do you have for entrepreneurs? I'd be interested in that. Share your success tips. Shoot me an email at tracy@darkhorseschooling.com, and maybe I'll roll into 10, 20 episodes from now. We'll do another version of those submitted by all you all listening out there. So, ladies and gentlemen, what ideas caught your ear? Whatever they were, what I'd like you to do is take some time today and put them into action. Go out there, run your race, get your results, because I want to hear about your results. Again, email me at tracy@darkhorseschooling.com and share the ideas that caught your ear. Tell me how you put them in the action and what results you gained from them. Again, we're building this prize pool from past guests, right? So email me, and if I read it on the show, you'll win. Now, our next episode's guest is Casey Edwards. She's going to tell us all about cutting the BS, right? Stop with the BS. Stop being a victim. Why? Because we are actually the creators. And she's going to remind us of the key thing that we need to remember as we reach for our goals. With that, I'm going to reach out and leave you as I always do. Think successfully and take action.
Thank you for listening to the Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast.
Thanks for tuning in.
Check us out at www.darkhorseschooling.com.
All right.
My name is Tracy Brinkman.